We still have a month to go before Cyberpunk 2077 releases on November 19th for Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Google Stadia, but there are more details to share. Here are 16 more things you should know before buying the open-world FPS RPG. Interactive cutscenes. Using what the development team calls the, quote, scene system, players will actually be in a cutscene controlling V, though the level of control will vary depending on the scene. According to the developer in official PlayStation Magazine September 2020 issue, one way this manifests is by allowing V to look around during conversations and scout out any potential threats. How this will play out in certain situations remains to be seen, but it could make for some interesting twists in certain quests. Car brands. During the latest Night City Wire, the various cars, trucks, and motorcycles that one can cruise around Night City in were unveiled. There's the economy class vehicles like Makigai, Thornton, and Archer, the executive cars like Vilfort and Chevron, sports cars like Quadra and Mitsutani, and hypercars like Herrera and Rayfield. The heavy-duty vehicles include Caucase and Militech trucks for plowing through any and all obstacles. Porsche and Arch motorcycle collaboration. There are also tie-ups with official vehicle brands as well, like Keanu Reeves' own Arch motorcycle and the legendary Porsche. Both have in-game vehicles as a result, with the latter being based off of the Porsche Turbo. It even has some plot relevance by being Johnny Silverhand's vehicle of choice. Styles. Cars won't be the only way to define one's style. There are also 4 distinct styles of clothing to don. There's kitsch, touted as style over substance and embodying the 80s with its neon hair, bright colors, and chrome plating. Intropism, which prioritizes necessity over fashion. Neomilitarism, which is the corporate brand of choice and represents elegance. And neo-kitsch, the post-neomilitaristic look that mixes in some kitsch. Throw in different life paths and there will be plenty of interesting ways to customize V. World Map. The world map provides a better look at the various highways, the scale of districts relative to each other, and much more. Don't let the overall size dissuade you though. The city is highly vertical, which makes for numerous layers to dissect, and it's packed to the brim with content. Infiltrating rich homes. Set content includes infiltrating the homes of Night City's more affluent citizens, and presumably attempting robbery. Of course, as senior quest designer Philip Weber noted on Twitter, such luxurious homes have the, quote, best security and, quote, only an idiot would try to infiltrate that. But don't let that stop you from trying. Extensive VA cast. Back in September, Nico Partners analyst Daniel Ahmad tweeted out images of voice actors for the game's Chinese localization. What's noteworthy about this is that there were more than 150 VAs with over 100,000 lines recorded. The number of English voice actors and recorded lines has yet to be officially confirmed, but this provides some hints to the extensiveness of the voice work. PC requirements. The minimum and recommended requirements for the PC version have also been revealed. While CD Projekt Red will provide 4K and RTX-specific configurations closer to launch, these should give an idea as to whether your system can handle the game. Minimum requirements include an Intel Core i5-3570K or AMD FX 8310, 8GB of RAM, a GeForce GTX 780 3GB, or AMD Radeon RX 470, and either Windows 7 or Windows 10 64-bit. Recommended requirements include an Intel Core i7-4790 or AMD Ryzen 3 3200G, 12GB of RAM, a GeForce GTX 1060 6GB, or AMD Radeon R9 Fury, and Windows 10 64-bit. An SSD is advised for the minimum end, but pretty much mandatory for high-end users. Finally, you'll need 70GB of space to install the game on. Free post-launch DLC. While CD Projekt Red hasn't provided finer details, these could include additional outfits, quests, and maybe even New Game Plus. Also, for those worried about the size or readability of subtitles, the developers also confirmed that font size and color could be adjusted in the full game. Paid expansions. Along with free DLC, there will be paid expansions as well. While we don't know when they'll release, especially with the base game having suffered delays, these aren't carved pieces of content from the base game as per CD Projekt president Adam Kaczynski. More details, including a post-release roadmap, are to be expected in the coming days. Multiplayer and microtransactions. Multiplayer is also in development, though what it offers and how it works is unknown. A couple of things that are known is that it won't arrive until after 2021, or even later than that, given that delays on the base game resulted in it being pushed back along with the expansions. There will be microtransactions, though they won't be, quote, aggressive as per Kaczynski. Instead, they'll be designed in such a way that, quote, makes people happy to spend money. Playable on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5. Though Cyberpunk 2077 is available for Xbox One, PS4, and PC in November, it will also be playable on Xbox Series X and S and PlayStation 5. While these are free upgrades that will make them playable on next-gen consoles, another upgrade is in the works that will take, quote, full advantage of the hardware. There's no release date for the same, but it should be interesting to see how the game performs on them at launch. Melee combat being polished. We've seen quite a bit of melee combat over the past few months, and heard about how viable a melee-only build really is. Answer, not very. But senior gameplay designer Paweł Kopala noted that the development team wasn't, quote, 100% happy with the state of melee combat. Back in August, when the Tools of Destruction trailer dropped, Kopala said, quote, we're spending a lot of time trying to perfect that, and basically, we're not 100% happy, mostly with visual feedback on the hits, on the melee, so we're still working on it. While it has improved and will be getting, quote, even better by launch, it remains to be seen just how substantial the improvements will be. Soundtrack artists. A lot of work has gone into creating Night City, but it wouldn't be as effective without a solid soundtrack backing it up. Fortunately, a diverse range of artists are contributing original songs to the game, from Refused and Grimes to ASAP Rocky, Run the Jewels, Nina Kravitz, and Ratboy. Some of them even appear in-game, like Refused as Chrome Rock Band Samurai and Grimes as Lizzy Wizzy. Multiple difficulty options. Last year, CD Projekt Red noted that there would be multiple difficulty options. There's even a hardcore setting which disables the UI and will offer a, quote, real challenge for players. Hopefully, more details on the various difficulty options will arrive before launch. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from Gaming Bolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.